Welcome to Settlers of Catan't Even, where we talk about conspiracy theories, current events, and whatever else pops into our minds, all while playing one of our favorite games, Catan't. I'm Katie, and I will be the moderator for this week. Today, our players are
Maegan,
Ben,
Jasmine,
CJ.
Today, we're playing the Four Islands board. The same rules apply from last episode. However, if you forgot or are new, you can check down in the show notes for a brief explanation. The only difference in the rules for this board is that you can build ships now instead of just roads. So there are additional resources needed to build ships. And I believe you can get additional victory points if you land on a new island, because there are 4 of them. So, you can get lots of extra victory points. Does anyone know how many victory points we need to win this game?
we need 13 victory points. And
13.
Ben needs to accept before we can start.
Oh, I thought I already had. Oh, I did not hit the button that said I am ready. Because until this moment I was not. But now I am. Now I'm ready.
This is the problem with virtual.
I'm ready to play 2 rounds and get kicked out.
I was going to say, do you want to take bets on how long Ben's going to stay in the game before he gets kicked out and has an AI?
Yeah, that should be a thing that we do.
I mean, I'm thinking he's going to get
Ooh, I get to pick first.
I'm thinking he's going to get like 2 or 3 rounds. Like after he places his original settlements and roads, I think maybe 2 or 3 rounds, and then he's going to get a kick timer and be gone.
Yeah,
I say 5 rounds.
I was gonna say 4 rounds after we've already put down all of our initial stuff.
Right after I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'm the last one
that I have
to place my initials.
I have faith. I have faith that I'm gonna get through the whole game.
God is good.
I'm glad that you. I'm glad that you have that thought.
I hope you make it through. It's more fun to actually play it than watch. Well, and you don't even get to watch it, do you? Do you get to watch your AI play for yourself?
Well, now that
Wait. Hold on. Why am I not green in this game?
Because I'm green.
Ben gets to be green over you, Jasmine. Sorry.
Wow.
It's because he's a white man.
I also want to point out while we're setting everything up that there is a timer still set, so you have to be quick on all of your turns, because if the timer runs out, it will end your turn for you.
What?
I'm sorry, guys. Apparently, whenever I choose to play a game, or whenever I choose the game, it really messes everything up because it doesn't give you the proper colors, and I forget to unset the timer.
No, I think having a timer is good since we are recording a podcast, because we have been known to let this go on for 2 hours. If there's I'm being not even being facetious, being serious. This will keep us on track game wise.
That's true.
I mean, or we'll just have a bunch of people skipping turns without realizing it, and then we'll be mid topic and be like, oh wait, I thought I was going.
Yeah.
I mean, tonight's going to be pretty interesting, so you might
We'll see how this
struggling
timer
a bit.
goes.
Good luck. Typically, when we're playing and we're not recording, if I'm playing on the Switch, only 4 people can play, so I'm the odd one out. I don't get to play. But typically, I start the games because I have to be red, and if anyone else starts the game, I don't get to be red. It makes me be the ugly yellow color, and it's just not me. So typically, I start the games, and I've become very used to changing the timer and how many victory points you need, but, Maegan.
I have to say,
I don't know how to adjust my settings correctly.
It's very odd, though, that when Katie starts a game, she is always red, but if she doesn't start the game, it doesn't let her be red.
And I'm always yellow or gold or whatever you want to call it. It's not just a random color. I'm always that color. And I don't know why.
It's macaroni.
Okay, well, I don't like macaroni. So I need to be red.
Excuse me. Those are fighting words.
I also don't like macaroni.
Come through the screen.
So if you're going to come at Katie, you're going to have to come at me too.
This just got awkward.
I Catan't even that you don't like macaroni. Okay. We are starting this too early. Let me take a sip of my limoncello La Croix. Pretend I didn't say that.
Ooh, what are we all drinking tonight? I am still drinking my Panera coffee.
What?
What did you get from Panera today?
So today, I always get I don't always get the same thing, but today I got a large hazelnut coffee with cream and sugar. So.
Ooh, their hazelnut is good. I like that still.
It's okay. It could be better.
Oh. Sorry, I lied.
It's not bad. It's just,
not
it
good?
could be better. That's okay. Anyway.
Well, while we're on the topic of coffee already, by the way.
What do you like?
Typical.
I'm starting round 1, y'all.
Good luck, Ben. So I ordered lunch today for some reason. I don't know why I decided to order out. I can't remember that whole rationale, but I ordered from Holy Bagel. And I ordered like breakfast food, and then I also got coffee to drink with it. They actually have really good coffee.
That's where we went one time.
We have one down here on William Cannon, and they do have really good coffee.
They do.
So the one time that we went was actually when, was it last year that we had the boil water crisis?
Hold on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that I'm not actually recording right now.
Well, good thing Craig is recording for us.
Craig is recording for us.
All right, well, I'm just going to drop that audio.
Thank you to our audio engineer,
Thanks, Craig. I appreciate it.
I'm a little disappointed that you didn't pick someone else to record. It could have been Legolas. It could have been, but you chose Craig.
I didn't have an option.
They chose Craig?
Craig was built. I just accepted
Craig. It's a bot,
no
so it doesn't have a name. It's always going to have the same name.
I guess he was born this
way. This whole
anyway.
Not being green thing is really throwing me off.
It's terrible not being the color you're used to, right?
Sorry, technology's not on my side today.
So my question to Ben, is your preset color green for your profile?
It was, but I thought that I had changed it when we played once and there was one time we played and Jasmine wasn't playing, and it was the other 4 of us. And nope, keep it muted. Sorry. And I said something about the colors, and I don't remember who it was. This is not a very interesting story, but somebody said, well, Jasmine's always green. Oh. And so I thought I had changed my preset color to white because my other option was the macaroni color,
which nobody likes. Thank you very much.
But I may have changed it back. I really don't remember. Okay. But I remember at some point that conversation was had that Jasmine is green.
I was gonna say right before before I was actually able to set the game up, it had me do a software update. So I wonder if it maybe kicked my settings or something.
I mean, mine is fine, and I also had to do a software update before I started.
Oh, well then I think Catan't just hates me.
I always thought, Jasmine, when we played in person, that you were orange.
She was.
So when did this change to green?
Well, because
I always thought Ben was green.
No, CJ was always green.
Orange?
I thought CJ was green, and Jasmine was orange.
The funny thing about playing it in person is for the longest time I was green, and then I switched it up a year ago to white.
Yeah, and I was always that orange color. But whenever we started playing virtually, CJ was this nice what is this, pink purplish color?
I'm gonna say it's magenta.
Sorry. And so green was available, and so I just chose green because green's my favorite color. And that's my story.
Anyway.
So we were talking about...
I'm sure everybody's loving our talks about.
Well, we were talking about coffee.
Right.
We were.
And then coffee went away, and I don't know why coffee would ever go away.
Well, it went away because
I think because Jasmine's phone had a meltdown.
Oh, yes. The topic of coffee did get interrupted about that.
So my apologies. Someone was saying something about the coffee they were drinking.
Well, we were at the point where they had gone to get bagels when we were in a
oil
notice.
Right. So last year, Austin was in was it
2 years ago? 2 years ago.
2 years. Oh, it's been 2 years. Wow. We were in a boil water notice. It was after we had some Saharan dust, right?
Yeah.
Or am I making this up? So we just recently had some Saharan dust, but I guess COVID is enough of a, issue that they didn't want to make us boil our water too. So we had some Saharan dust come and take over, and we had to boil our water, and it was terrible. And for some reason, we were like, this is a great time to go out to eat when there's no water available. And so we went to go get bagels, and I was like, I need coffee. But of course, coffee is made with water. But
it sure is.
It sure is. So they ended up I don't know, they had something, but it wasn't they didn't have all their coffee available. I had to get something that was like, I don't even know what it was. This is a really exciting story, but ultimately, Austin sucks because we have to boil our water. And so then I didn't get the good Holy Bagel coffee that you speak of because it was really mediocre when I had it.
Huh. Well, I'm sorry. I am sorry because I really enjoyed the Holy Bagel coffee that I had today.
I'm not denying that it's good.
I'm
sure it's good.
Austin only has 2 locations for Holy Bagel, apparently. So.
Oh well. You've been to one and
I've never heard of Holy Bagel.
Well,
yeah, neither have I.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I only had one in the Mueller area also.
I'm not 100% sure. I can't do anything. This is sad. I'm not sure because when I was ordering it, their website said that they only have 2 locations in Austin. I didn't look up where the 2 locations were, so I don't know. Unless I just misread, which is possible.
I could also be wrong, and my coworker could be talking about one closer to work than where he lives.
Maybe.
Well, we have a Holy Bagel down south by us.
Yeah, and mine is like a few blocks away. So
ours is also literally a few blocks.
So basically, once quarantine or whatnot is over, we can all go to Holy Bagel together.
What I really want to do is go to Biscuits and Groovy.
I want Biscuits and Groovy so bad. And I thought about going and doing it since they're outdoors. I thought maybe that's safe. But then another part of my brain said, no, if you leave your apartment in this moment, you will immediately die. So I didn't go. But I want Biscuits and Groovy so...
Yeah.
So I would recommend just going and picking it up and then take it home.
True.
You are correct that it being outdoors makes it a lower risk activity. However, my rationale to just going and getting it and taking it home, or even finding somebody who could deliver it, is because of the people who will not wear their masks.
Yes. Yeah, no, I completely agree.
I will say that the masks have gotten better since the mandate. I live right behind an HEB, and I was going, 3 weeks ago, and the only people in the entire building that had masks were me, my roommate, and the HEB employees.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody else was fully just wandering around, didn't care. And there were plenty of people there who looked like they were at risk that were not young people. And I don't know.
I'm not surprised.
Now everybody has it again. I just wish that, because when this first started, our HEB was really, I don't want to say was really good, because it's still really good because it's HEB, but was being very cautious, and they closed one of the entrances, and everybody had to enter on one side, and you exited a certain way, and it was a lot more organized. But now it's a free-for-all again. So, anyway.
Well, I mean, I feel like we've been pretty good down south with the mask. I mean, yeah, we've seen some people, but I would say that the majority of people have been wearing them. But I don't know.
I think I've seen an uprise in people wearing the masks since they finally did do the mandate.
Well, now in Austin,
or at least over here.
Right. Well, and then in Austin, they said you could be fined up to $2,000. I don't have an extra $2,000 for a mask violation. I don't know who does.
I don't have an extra $2. I don't have an extra $2. So that being said, if you want to fund my extra $2,000 for when I get fined, you can head over to our Patreon, which is Catan't Pod, and pledge so that we can pay our fines for when we break the law.
That's great. I mean,
obviously, none of us have a mask fine, just to be clear for our listeners.
I don't plan on not wearing my mask. I've recently purchased a bunch of super cute masks, so I'm like really excited, and I have some really extra ones coming to me soon that are like sequins and sparkles. So I'm okay wearing my mask because I'm extra. But
yeah, I also just ordered a couple new masks earlier this week, and they shipped today, so I'm excited to get those. Not that I plan to be like out and about all of the time, but you know, at least when I do go out, I'll have cute little graphic masks.
Y'all, I
Fun.
didn't understand why people complained about wearing masks at work. I've had to wear it when I've been in the office. But today we had to move a harpsichord. And
hold on, before we get too far into this, does anyone have sheep?
No.
And I just really didn't like the fact that I was so moist. It just
triggered.
The building is already old.
Yeah.
The building's already old and gross, and so half the building has a really high humidity, which is really great for the pianos and the harpsichords.
Mm-hmm.
And so I already felt icky. But then when your face sweats and it clings to your mouth, and you're having to take an 8-million-year-old harpsichord apart just to fit it through a door, 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why, like, when you're doing exercising outdoors, like, you're not really supposed to wear the mask, and it's even part of the exemptions. Not the lifting inside the building and moving the furniture falls under that, but it's part of the reason why, like, there are some exceptions when you're exercising, though I know gyms still require you to wear a mask and the entire time.
Yeah, I don't know how people work out in the gym with a mask on. We didn't cancel our gym membership, but we it's like on pause. Yeah, it's frozen for a couple months because like, and they said they'd freeze it like indefinitely. So shout out to Planet Fitness for being really cool and freezing our gym membership indefinitely because of COVID. Like the manager was super cool about it. So thank you, Planet Fitness. We appreciate you.
Girl, who'd you talk to? I need to.
Yeah, I should do that too. No,
Jasmine,
I haven't.
Did you pause yours?
I was really hoping that like things would be, obviously better at this point. And then I just hadn't looked back into trying to either get it canceled and like restart my 1-year contract or paused or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like 3 weeks ago, Jasmine and I were texting and we thought, oh, well, maybe we should start going back to the gym now. And immediately decided that was not a good idea. So
no, definitely not. I know a couple people who work out at, I think, Planet Fitness. Not Planet Fitness, 24 Hour or it's either 24 or LA, and like they're complaining that like the staff aren't really like cracking down on the mask situation.
Yikes.
So with Planet Fitness, you always have to do everything at the Planet Fitness where you register. Like you can't go to you can't use our Planet Fitness because our manager was really cool. It's because they're all franchised.
Yeah. So the Westgate Planet Fitness.
Oh no, I rolled a 7.
I was going to say that.
Honestly,
that Planet Fitness that Maegan and Katie go to, that's the one that I originally registered with.
Oh well,
me too.
Then y'all should.
But I transferred it.
Well, never mind. Well, Jasmine, if you didn't transfer it, then you could call. I think you have to go in person.
Oh, gotcha.
Initially, yeah.
Okay.
But
who should I be mean to?
Not I.
Who has the most points?
No one.
Put it.
Well, we're all tied except Maegan.
Oh, well, don't put it on Maegan. That's not cool.
No, I'm not going to put it on Maegan. That would be rude.
Put it on CJ.
Or you could just wait.
But
I'm not feeling kind.
He doesn't
today.
know how long he's going to get to play tonight. Like, this might be it.
This might be his last
only
turn.
chance. Exactly.
Also, I lost
You're not
track
wrong.
of how many rounds we're in.
Yeah, I forgot to count, so.
It's okay. You're still in. That's what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any wood.
Yeah, I have no wood. I'm sorry.
I had to trade my wood for my sheep.
Fine. It's just stressful that it doesn't pause the timer when you're offering a trade.
Yeah. I know, right?
You know what's really stressful, though?
What's really
Texas
stressful?
Education Agency. They're stressful. They stress me out. I've been so stressed this week. We'll have to talk about this more in the after show, but
yeah,
it's been a week.
Yeah, what do you have to talk about today,
we haven't even gotten to
our topic. What's our topic today?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's okay. So last week in the after show, hold on, sorry. Maegan looks like she's about to say something. Like they're about to say something, but then like nothing comes out, and I'm just sitting here waiting for something, and so I look stupid because I'm just sitting here waiting. Anyway.
Fun fact, I don't want to say anything.
I just thought you wanted to say something. Oh. You just looked like you were itching to say something, but it's fine. I'll talk.
Another 7.
Who do I wanna?
You're terrible. So
I didn't roll it. Jasmine did. Anyway,
last week in the after show, we were talking about other topics that we want to talk. So, okay, last week we talked about flat Earth, right? Yep. And then in the after show, Ben mentioned something about the Denver International Airport, and I was like, "It's an airport. Like, how exciting is an airport? Like, it's an airport." And I had never heard of this before.
Wait, is it an airport?
Wait, you've never heard of the Denver airport?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I mean,
another 7.
Ben. I
didn't roll it.
I can't say that I hadn't heard of the airport itself, but like, why would we want to talk about it? Is my point. Why would we want to talk about it? We don't want to talk about Austin Bergstrom. Like, why would we want to talk about this one? But I started researching, and this shit's crazy. Sorry, I have to bleep me out.
It's the dolphin.
I told you.
Okay, good. Don't bleep me out. It really goes with yeah. So, okay, as an overview, DIA, Denver International Airport, is basically thought to be like one big giant symbol of the apocalypse. Or like the gateway to hell, which is outrageous.
Do you mean the mascot for 2020?
Basically. Okay, but like we're gonna get there. It's insane. And people say that it's run by secret societies, and like it's the headquarters for the New World Order and the Nazis and the Illuminati. And I mean, literally any conspiracy theory you can think of, you can probably tie it somehow to this freaking airport.
But what about flat Earth? Was that mentioned?
Okay, flat Earth wasn't mentioned, but they would say that if the pilot who was flying from Denver airport to go to another airport, they would say that they had, a rigged GPS system. So there, I connected it. I connected the dots.
Thank you. That's what I needed.
You're welcome.
Ooh, Jasmine just played a knight. Going for largest army again, Jasmine.
Oh, whoa. It auto-selected. Oh, no, just kidding. Never mind. I was thinking that I placed it on the 11, but I didn't. Sorry.
Y'all are so rude.
Our cat, Cairo, she's the one that's always begging for food. She's laying here on the desk just looking pathetic. I mean, I've never seen a cat look like this before. She's just so pathetic. She wants food.
She's going to waste away.
She is. She looks like she hasn't eaten in 10 years, but she ate like an hour and a half ago.
Oh, no.
That's okay. So while y'all are doing your trade or whatever, and Cairo's begging for food.
There's still no more wood, right?
Ben just got some.
I have wood now that I can trade you. Yeah, I can trade you some wood. A clay would be fantastic.
So the conspiracy theories around this airport go all the way back to like before it even opened. Like that's how ridiculous this is. The airport itself was supposed to open in 1993. It was going to be like the newest airport or the most recent one built since I think the 70s. Now there's been other United States airports built since then, but at that time it was like the newest one. So everyone was like, "Oh, a new airport." So it started way back then in 93 because there were so many issues with it. It didn't actually end up opening until 1995 because there were so many design changes and like contract disputes, and they were changing architectures, and their workers were constantly changing. And so people were like, why? Why are you doing this? Why is it taking so long? Like, what's going on? Why is stuff changing so much? And a lot of people kind of assumed that it was because the builders or the contractors or whatever were hiding something. And they didn't want the same people working on it the whole time because they thought, I don't know, I guess they were going to find something out and tell someone. I don't know. But by the time it opened in 95, it was like $2 billion over budget, which that's a lot of money. Well, okay. I say that's a lot of money. Other international airports cost much more than this one did. But at the time, people were like, why is it $2 billion over budget? Why is it 2 years late? What are you doing? And, you know, Denver Airport was like, I don't know. It's just how it is. So
I have longest road.
Congratulations.
Good job. Good job. So this airport is the largest airport in the United States. It covers 34,000 acres, and it's actually larger than Manhattan. Like, it's a big airport. It's a really big airport. And so when they first were like, we're going to build this new airport, everyone in Denver was like, why? We have an airport. And they do have an airport closer to their downtown, and it's much more convenient. But I guess they were like, well, we need another one that's bigger because bigger is better. Because, you know,
hashtag Texas.
America. Except this is in, Colorado.
Okay,
but that's
Denver's in Colorado.
Yeah, I know, but I was... Okay.
Next week, we're going to talk about how maps work. Talk about geography.
Have a geography lesson. It's okay. I'm a teacher. I like to teach. It's great. Anyway, so there was already a question about like why they were building this, because they're like, we have an airport. It's closer. It's more convenient. Why would you want to drive out here to this massive thing and like fly there when you could go to something much more convenient? Megan's looking at something. Never mind. I thought it was the cat. It's not the cat. So after they started building this, it came out that there are at least 6 underground layers to this airport, which most airports...
That's a lot.
It is a lot. Like, and I guess most airports do have like underground like tunnels and layers and stuff because of baggage and like going this way and that way. But there's at least 6 different levels to this airport, and a lot of people are like, again, but why? Why are there so many levels? And a lot of people think there's more than 6. So that we're just unaware of it because they changed the contractors and the architecture so much that no one actually knows how many levels there are to this airport. Now, like, I don't know what airports use all their different underground levels for. Maybe y'all do. Do y'all have more insight on airports?
No.
No, I don't, unfortunately.
As someone who flies a lot, I've never seen the underground parts of airports before.
I was going to suggest if they had
like American Horror Story.
I was going to suggest if they had underground parking or something. But I feel like that would be obvious.
So that makes sense. I didn't read anything about underground parking. There could be. I don't know. I've never been to Denver International Airport.
You know, I have once on an international flight, but I haven't been any other time. Like, oh no, I think I went I probably went as a connection for a work trip, but maybe I redirected. I don't remember now.
I've never been.
I accidentally.
Sorry. What'd you do?
I was gonna say I actually have been for like 30 minutes to Denver Airport when I was on my way to Vegas.
Do you remember it being weird? Were there aliens?
No, it was like we literally just walked from Terminal X to Terminal Y and waited for 30 minutes and then got on our plane and everything was fine.
But like you didn't see anything weird?
Terminal X and Terminal Y. That's too many terminals.
Yeah, that's
were those your examples?
Because I don't even
I'm
remember.
so dumb. I'm like, oh my God, they have so many terminals.
Okay, but they do, like, the airport is, I don't know if they have that many, but the airport is so big, like, to go between, I think, the different terminals, like, you have to take a train. I vaguely remember reading this recently on Reddit, because there was a story on Reddit where someone was taking the train to another terminal, and they saw, like, a ghost girl in the reflection of the train. And so they asked Reddit about it, and Reddit was like, what? Is anyone in your family expecting a child? Because this is typical if there's a child coming in your family to see a ghost girl or something like that.
What?
I don't know if that has...
I've heard that before.
That's just what Reddit said. Who knows? Reddit does whatever Reddit wants to do.
That is interesting.
Well, I mean, you probably didn't look this up, and there wouldn't have been a reason for you to. But how does it compare to the size of DFW? Because for DFW, you have to take a train. Well, I guess you have to take a train.
Well, is DFW bigger than the size of Manhattan?
No. You know what? That was dumb of me to ask. Because I know it is
I don't know. I know that DFW is really big, but I don't know how big it is. But apparently, it's not the largest airport in the United States. This is so.
But you also don't have to take the tram in DFW.
It's
like
true.
You can very much walk between A, B, C, and D terminals if you really wanted to. I've done it when I was really bored.
It's just because we're lazy. We like to take the tram because we're lazy.
How many
you can walk?
How many acres was the Denver airport?
34,000.
So DFW is literally half the size at 17,000.
Right. So it's really big.
So that gives me a better
hold
visual.
on. I just want to point out real quick. Ben has 8 points right now.
Yeah.
I sure do.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I noticed it when he got longest road, but I wasn't gonna.
I'm outing you.
I wasn't gonna draw attention to it.
Well, I've already been out. I've had to come out more. Than that, so, does anybody have wood?
No.
It seems like wood has been very scarce in this game.
Well,
it has.
It's because you see that wood that's a 6, and you see how I have 2 settlements on it, and you see how 6 is statistically the one you're supposed to roll the most, and we haven't. It's because I'm on the 6.
Oh.
So I apologize to Maegan, as they have 2 settlements on a 6 on a clay.
Well,
it's because of me you're not getting that clay.
Okay. I appreciate it a couple times. It's fine.
I appreciate you explaining to me because I don't actually see the board, so I have no idea what's going on. So, thanks for explaining. I mean, there is a board I could look at, but I'm so blind I can't see it, so it's fine. Yeah, I'm real blind. Anyway, this massive airport. Everyone's like, why the hell do we have a massive airport? It's too big. It's ridiculous. Like, what are you hiding? So there's a lot of restricted areas, which is pretty typical underneath an airport. But supposedly there's like too many restricted areas. And so people kind of like start questioning like what's underneath there. People are like, there's bunkers underneath there. And one of the theories is that whenever there's like a apocalypse or I guess nuclear fallout or something, that all of the people, I guess, that either pay enough or the politicians,
the world leaders.
Yeah, world leaders will go underneath this airport and hide out in the bunkers underneath this airport. I don't know why this airport, but this one. I had read that President Obama had a bunker, and it was under that airport, and it was right next to Queen Elizabeth's bunker. Yeah. She was going to fly across the pond and hide under the Denver International Airport. Well, good thing it's an international airport. She could just maybe get a direct flight to Denver. Like, how easy is that?
You're right. I bet London Heathrow flies directly.
I bet it does, just for the Queen and her one corgi. Mm-hmm. She have one corgi.
Yeah, she has one left. But yes, Europe does do direct flights to Denver. Like, it is an international, like a true international line, like Austin International, where we're like connect.
A fake. We're a fake international. We try.
CJ has 7 points.
We all need 13, right?
So honestly, I don't even care about the longest road.
So anyway, people are like, there's bunkers underneath there. Another weird thing about the construction of this airport, like right now we're just talking about like the construction and what was built. Is people are like, it's the New World Order. It's the Nazis. Because if you look at an aerial view of the airport, people are like, it's shaped like a swastika, which I don't know. Well, Denver International Airport likes to say, no, it's shaped like a pinwheel. But they say that the reason why it has that shape is so that because it has all the different runways and that they can all be used at the same time, no matter what the weather condition is. Which I guess that's a reason. I don't know. You can see it if you look at it. I'll have to like send y'all a picture of it. If you do look at it like and you squint your eye and tilt your head just right, it does look like a swastika. But they say there's a reason why, and it's not a swastika, it's a pinwheel, and stop freaking out. But you know Nazis. So that's what's said.
Sounds right.
I think it's a stretch. That's just my personal opinion. Y'all can make your own opinion. If you're listening, you can go look it up and see what it looks like. You might be like, yeah, that's a swastika. Or you're going to be like, nah. So, I don't know. I think it's a stretch.
I'm getting really uncomfortable by how many times we've said the word swastika.
Okay, well, I'll stop saying
Say
it.
one more time and Trump will appear.
Swastika.
No.
All right, well,
moving on.
Let's go on the cutting room floor.
Moving on.
There's still no wood, right?
Do you have
No.
a stone?
Negative.
I'll trade you.
I do.
I don't know why I had to gasp.
Okay.
Like, that's so exciting. I don't know.
It is exciting. I just need some good wood.
So another
Yikes.
weird thing about the construction that I read about this is that a lot of people are like, nah, they built this because it's going to be a future prison or a concentration camp. Because I should have done more research on this part. I didn't. My bad. But supposedly there's barbed wire around the outside of, like a barbed wire fence around the outside, which is pretty typical. But the barbs on the barbed wire are facing inwards instead of facing outward. So on your typical barbed wire fence, the barbs would be, I guess, facing outward to try to keep people from getting in. But people are like, no, it's facing inwards. They're trying to keep people from getting out. So I thought that was cool. I was like, maybe it is going to be.
A cursory Google search confirms that that's correct.
Haha. So I mean, to me, I'm kind of like, why? Like, did someone just do it backwards because they're stupid and don't know how to do their job? Or like, maybe this is going to be a future like concentration camp or I don't know, prison. I mean, it's really big. They could put a lot of people in there. And apparently there's all these underground bunkers. So like, I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was weird. Like, that was one of the weirdest things I read. I was like, I don't know. Because I'm usually pretty skeptical about this stuff, but I thought the barbed wire fence was a little odd. What do y'all think?
It is a little odd. And maybe it's possible. Yes. Maybe it's also possible, like, back in the day when, Pearl Harbor happened and we were in World War II, that it was meant to be one of our camps that we did have. Because, yes, America did do that.
This was built in the 90s.
But it was built in 93.
Oh, sorry.
This is like the
forgot about that.
The Confederate soldier statues are to
forget everything I just said.
Like,
we did this so that we could go back and put someone in here. No, this is in the 90s. Like, remember the 90s? Like, good old 90s? Like, no,
Before
this
my
is
time.
not World War II shit.
Oh, whatever.
Okay. Anyway.
So you don't have stone?
Yeah, so...
Depends.
I do for a wheat.
Oh.
Okay. There's also these ideas that are floating around that
my Switch is dying. Hold on. Y'all can keep talking, but I have to go grab my charger.
I just offered a wood.
You didn't get kicked off, then your Switch is gonna die. It's one thing or the other. It's never just an easy thing. Back and listens to our audio. I have to wait to continue because I know Ben is interested in this. So I would like him to hear my next.
Big sparks just flew out of my wall when I plugged in.
Oh God.
Okay.
Well, that's
Ben,
Switch charger.
I'm offering the wood again, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
I waited to say the next thing because I knew that you wanted to probably hear this.
Okay, I'm ready.
So it's also believed that these underground tunnels go really, really far, and I don't know where they got
Maegan,
this.
it's your turn. It didn't let me do anything.
Ooh, rough. Some conspiracy theorists say that the tunnels underneath this airport actually extend from Colorado Springs Air Force Base to Denver International and then to the Cheyenne Mountain Base complex in the Rocky Mountains, which like that's a long tunnel. So people are like, why? But okay, I don't know who actually like knows this and who came up with this idea, but it's rumored.
That would be a 7 that I just rolled.
And Jasmine has to discard half of her hand.
Rough.
Awkward.
So that's like the construction and the building of this airport. There's already been like a lot of questions about it before it even opened. Like, why is it so over budget? Why is it so big? Why is the barbed wire facing inward and not outward? Why do you have so many underground bunkers that nobody knows about? So there's already a lot of questions.
I mean, if there's so many and we're talking about them, are you sure nobody knows about them?
Okay, well, yes, people know there are at least 6 underground layers, but people say there are more. We're going to get to some of the more outrageous conspiracy theories at the end of this, and there's like more of an explanation for these underground levels.
I want to find someone.
But you have to wait till the end. Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, you could probably book a really cheap flight right now. So just fly on over to the Denver International Airport and go on down to the Cinnabon and ask the girl behind the counter, hey, is Queen Elizabeth here?
Basically. Oh my gosh. What if they're all there right now? Maybe. What if that's where they're like underground, like everyone's hiding because of COVID?
I don't even blame them. I would do the same thing.
I wonder how much money I have to pay to get in there. I don't want to die from COVID.
The D in COVID stands for Denver.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's...
Come over verily into Denver.
Okay, so while this airport is being built, there is another really odd thing. I found this really odd. Maybe y'all are just like, nah, it's not weird, but I think it's weird. A lot of people say there's a strange connection to the Freemasons and different secret societies like the Illuminati. And in case you don't know, the Freemasons are a secret society of basically white men, and it stemmed back from the Middle Ages. They're originally like stonemasons, and I think they were the people that originally built churches. But it's turned into this like huge fraternal organization that we hear of today, and a lot of people are like, what's going on with the Freemasons? Like, we don't really know a lot about them because they're so secret. Unless do y'all know something about them that I don't?
I'm not. My best friend's dad was a Freemason.
I vaguely remember you telling me that.
Mozart was a Freemason.
Of course he was.
I rolled another 7.
Well, he was also a white man.
I was going to say, I don't know any white men that are a part of the Freemasons.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, I don't know any white men. I'd be like, you know CJ and Ben, they're white.
We don't count. I don't know how, but we don't count.
One of CJ and mine, grammar's hard.
Yes.
One of CJ and my fraternity brothers is a Freemason.
Oh my god.
That's weird.
Out them right here.
Probably shouldn't say their name. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say this on a podcast, but maybe you can text it to us. That's weird. I'm sure. I mean, I hear it's just like a hard society to get. You know what, Siri? I am not talking to you.
Yeah, allegedly they had to.
I'm also going to need y'all
completely memorize.
Calm down with that rubber.
Allegedly, they used to have to memorize like entire classic works of literature and recite them from memory.
That's weird.
I mean, I'm not a Freemason, so I don't know how true that is.
Could you imagine? Like,
rumor has it.
I mean, I don't really know. I think it'd be really interesting to do a whole episode on the Freemasons because I think there's a lot we could talk about with them. So maybe that's something that we look into for the future because, go ahead.
National Treasure.
I mean,
basically we just got to go into National Treasure and just watch it on a podcast.
I mean, and we could do a commentary on it.
After we get Jeff Goldblum to come, we can get
Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Nicolas Cage. My brain kept going Nick Lachey.
Nick Lachey. That's an interesting.
I don't know.
Close, but not quite.
Wrong, Nick. Close, but no cigar.
Nicolas Cage, Nick Lachey. Yeah, those kind of.
I mean, I get it.
They're cognitives,
similar.
right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
So,
my cats are digging in the trash.
Well, my cat is sitting in the bathroom staring at me begging for food. Anyway, so the reason why people are like the Freemasons, the Illuminati, is because there's a dedication plaque that was built and I guess funded by the Freemasons. It was revealed in March 1994, so before the airport actually opened. And
March 19th.
March 19th, 1994, yes, because there's a reason why that number is important. So.
Oh, I don't know that.
Well, you're going to find out.
Right now.
There is a reason why that number is important. Are you looking up what I'm going to talk about before I talk about it?
No, I have. I pulled up an article in the assumption that my Switch was going to disconnect and I was going to live fact check you like last time. But for those of you who listened to the first episode, you would have noticed that every time I fact checked Katie, I had to redact my fact checking. So
your fact
the only thing I was semi-helpful with were solar eclipses, but only semi.
That was also really confusing though. If you listen to the episode, like I'm still confused, but you know. And I did the episode. So I can't imagine what other people are thinking. So anyway, there's this plaque this dedication plaque that was revealed March 19th, 1994 by the Freemasons. Well, it's supposedly the Freemasons, and the reason why is because it has, you know, their symbol. There's like the compass and the square, the Illuminati symbol or whatever. I don't know if that's...
With the big G in the middle?
Yeah. So that is actually on the plaque, right? So that symbol is on the plaque. So people are like, why? Well, I don't know, but it's on there. And
Does
the
anybody
reason
have sheep?
No.
Negative.
Okay, sorry, Katie.
No, that's okay. Y'all are playing the game. It's important. I'm just over here rambling on about Freemasons and a plaque. Anyway, so sorry. So the reason why, okay, and this one was also a really big stretch, and I was like, who had the time to come up with this one? But if you were to take the day, March 19th, so 1/9/19th, not March, just 19th, and the year 1994, and you were to add those numbers together, 1 + 9 + 1 + 9 + 9 + 4, you would get the number 33. Does anyone want to add that and make sure I was correct?
No, I trust you.
Okay.
No.
So
Ben just got longest road back.
Oh, Ben, are you going to win?
Shh. No, don't bring that to everyone's attention.
He only needs 3 points.
Wait, you
Anyway, I better talk really fast. We have a lot more to talk about. Okay, so I'm going to talk fast. So, if you were to add those numbers together, it equals 33.
Wait, okay, earlier
like,
you said 34. And I feel like that's still
No, she always said
No,
33.
she's always said
No,
33.
I said...
She always said 33.
I swear you said 34
1 + 9
earlier.
+ 1 + 9. Let me talk. 1 + 9 + 1 + 9 + 9 + 4 equals 33.
Oh, I missed
where we got the
a
4.
number. I'm sorry.
Yes, if you would let me
But
explain.
everyone knows the meaning of life is 42. So please, I'll let you explain now. Why is 33 important?
Well, 33 is important because supposedly in like Freemasonry, there's like a ranking level, and 33 is the highest level you can reach in the Freemasonry or Freemason society. And supposedly that number means perfection. So if you reach 33 level as a Freemason, you are like perfect. Now, again, I don't know much about this. I think we should do a whole show on this.
I want to interject
Agreed.
that Jesus was 33 when he died, and I swear to God, I thought that that's where this whole number thing was gonna go.
Okay, well, maybe the
it
Freemasons got it from Jesus. I don't know. I don't know anything about
them either.
So, anyway, so that's why people are like, well, it had to be dedicated on that day because of 33 and perfection. But the other really weird thing about this dedication plaque is that there's actually a time capsule in it. And this time capsule is supposed to be opened in 2094. Supposedly, it just contains artifacts from the 90s and from like the Denver area. But why? Like, why would they have a time capsule of the 90s in Denver in an airport? And
I hope to God that they open that and it's full of Tamagotchis and paws.
I was gonna say someone's
And there's
gonna
a couple
pull out
Blockbuster
a
cards.
Walkman with their headphones. Oh my
That's
God.
a bit odd.
you know, so a time capsule in an airport, a dedication from the Freemasons. I don't know. That's weird. But they say, no, it's just like artifacts from the 90s and from Denver.
There's like a mixtape in there.
But the other weird thing about this plaque is that it has a reference to a New World Airport Commission, which doesn't exist. There is nothing called the New World Airport Commission. But that's on this plaque. And so people are like, this is the New World Order. And we have to, like, take down this time capsule or this dedication plaque and, like, get rid of this airport because Nazis, ultimately.
But was there supposed to be a New World Airport, whatever?
No, this is nothing that ever existed or anyone ever, like, had heard of. And so the airport PR basically was like, no, that's not, you're not supposed to read New World Airport Commission. You're supposed to read New World Airport Commission, so it's the New World Airport Commission. But people are like, no, it's the New World Airport Commission.
Well, is World Airport Commission a thing?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Because that would be the New World Airport Commission.
Well, that's what they're saying, but I don't think there's anything like this.
So then that still also doesn't make sense.
So it doesn't make sense. Again, you could Google it and see, is there a World Airport Commission? There might be. I don't know, but also on the plaque, it doesn't say new dash. It's just one thing. Like, there's no dash on it, which is why people are like, the New World Order, they're coming to take us over. So, and not only, like, is this plaque really odd.
Well, that was short-lived.
Is it over? Oh.
No, I rolled a 7, so I was able to move the robber off of one of my spots, and then Maegan immediately rolled a 7 and put it back on one of my spots.
Tragic.
I'm also losing.
So,
I mean, that's fine. It's just, it was short-lived for me, is all I'm saying.
Whoops. Ben, did you find something?
I'm sorry. Maybe next time I'll roll a 7.
There is no World Airport Commission.
There what? There is?
There is no world.
There's no.
There's no world.
There's no world.
The world doesn't
We're
exist.
not here.
It's because it's flat.
Because it's flat.
So, anyway, so it is kind of odd. I mean, I don't know. I'm like, why do you have a time capsule in the middle of an airport? But whatever. Like, this whole airport is weird anyway. So the other really weird, like, okay, there's a bunch of weird things about this airport. But the other thing that we talked about originally was the artwork at the airport. Now, it's important to know that 1% of all of the Denver budget goes towards artwork, or towards the arts, I guess. And so this airport is just, like, full of it. So I guess in 95 when it opened, they were like, let's put a bunch of artwork in here because then we get our 1% or whatever. And they don't have to worry about, the fine arts outside of this. But that's just my opinion. So the reason why we started talking about this is because of Ben and his Blucifer. So
Lucifer.
there is outside of the airport.
Wait, real quick.
And I looked
Does
it up.
anyone need wheat?
No.
I'm looking for
I
some
don't.
wood. No. Okay.
Oh, never mind. I don't have wood.
Awkward.
Indeedy.
So outside this airport is this massive blue Mustang. And actually, its name is Mustang. Its name is not Blucifer. But it goes by Blucifer.
No.
Its name is Mustang.
You mean the airport isn't calling it officially Blucifer?
No, they call it Mustang. That's its artwork title. So this
Sounds fake, but okay.
I mean, the airport. The Mustang Blucifer is 32 feet tall.
Why not
and it's
33?
a blue fiberglass. Because it's not perfect. Obviously, 33 is perfection. Blucifer is not perfect. There's issues with it, and you're gonna hear the issues.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it's 32 feet tall, blue fiberglass, with like a reddish orange glowing eyes, which is really creepy. I think we all looked at it.
It is a bit creepy.
It is creepy, right? It's super creepy.
Yeah, it sounds really creepy.
So this artist that was commissioned to do it, we'll talk about the meaning behind this first, and then we're going to talk about what happened to the artist, because y'all are going to be like, no way, and I'm going to say, yes way. So these weird, like, glowing eyes, people are like, why does this horse have these outrageous eyes? Anyway, and some people say it was like I lost my brain and my thought, and I don't know words anymore. I forgot how to talk. Sorry. Okay. The eyes are supposed to like represent his father, supposedly, because his father was a really hard worker, and this artist, he remembered his father's shop that he worked in, and there was this like neon sign in the window, and he just always remembers that because his father worked, which is why the eyes are this crazy bright reddish orange color.
For a hot second, I thought you were talking about the Mustang's father.
The Mustang's dad?
No, the Mustang doesn't have a dad. The Mustang is just the Mustang. This is the artist. Yes. There's another theory that it's because of this really weird encounter that this artist had when he was a kid. He was at home by himself, and he heard like a sound coming from the living room, but he was home alone. And so he went to go investigate to see, because he thought someone was like breaking into their house. And so he was in the living room and he saw these two piercing eyes that were like glowing, I guess. And
right.
I mean, right.
Basically,
but what it was that their family horse managed to break into their house. And this horse was like,
I picture this horse like, on his hind legs kicking the door open, and he's like, "I'm here."
Well, he thought it was an intruder, but it was the horse. So some people are like, "Oh, the eyes represent the horse that broke into their house and that experience with the horse." I think that one came from his wife was telling a story, but she's like, "I don't know." But the weird thing about this whole Mustang and this poor artist is that when he was commissioned to do it, and he was building it and working on it, and while he was working on it, part of the horse fell off, broke off, and actually severed an artery in his leg and killed him. Yeah. So this weird, creepy horse that he built killed him. So that was in 2006. So the statue wasn't completed and put up until 2008. But Lucifer don't like the artist. Lucifer said no and got him, which, ow.
Wow.
I can't imagine a giant horse falling on me and severing my leg and killing me, but I'm not dead.
Maybe he shouldn't have built a creepy giant horse.
Maybe he shouldn't have.
I have taken the longest road.
Oh, it is back and forth.
She's making a comeback.
I'm
making her way
losing.
downtown.
I have 6 points.
What's the point update
and it's
for
cold
everyone?
out.
CJ has 10. Ben has 9. Jasmine has 8, and I have 6.
You could come from behind. I believe in you.
Thanks. I need all the believing I can get.
Does anybody have any stone?
No.
Okay.
So other like conspiracy theorists say that this horse is like a sign of the apocalypse, and it's part of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Have y'all heard of that?
Yes.
Yeah. So
as a good Christian, yes.
Yes, as the good Christians we all are.
I'm
This is
Catholic.
one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and he has demon eyes, and hence the name Lucifer, because he's a demon. But of course the airport is like, no, this horse is here and it's meant to protect travelers and guard the airport. And so people are like, why does the airport need to be guarded? Like, what are you guarding it from?
I don't know anybody who is at home and they hear something outside and they send their guard horse. Like,
I mean,
I don't know about you, but horses terrify me.
I do it every day.
Well, in your apartment on the second floor, you send your horse outside?
Yes.
Okay.
I live in the woods. He grazes right outside of my apartment sometimes.
I have seen deer graze outside your apartment, so that's not that much of a stretch.
True. I have seen that as well.
I mean, we saw a horse the other day around Austin.
We did.
A little mini horse, little
we
pony.
did.
Just
actually,
Little Sebastian.
It was right around the corner from our street.
Rip.
To interrupt real quick, one of my ex managers that worked in my office, they live in Austin, and they own a pony, like a miniature pony thing, and it lives in their backyard.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised. That's not
against the rules in Austin.
No, Austin's
no, it's
weird
not. It's perfect. It's perfectly normal. It's just something you don't hear of.
I mean, this woman was just walking her horse, like, getting it some exercise. So good for her. At least she was taking it on a walk.
True.
Good, get that exercise.
I thought it was a dog, and then it was not.
Yeah, we thought it was a dog. But growing up,
my aunt used to ride professionally. She was rodeo queen, and they had at my grandparents' house, down the street from them, there were horse stables, and there were people always riding their horses down the street, which was weird because it was the middle of Dallas. And for a while, the horse, my aunt's horse Holly, lived at their house, behind the house, in like a barn shed thing. Anyway, they had this big sliding glass door that went into their kitchen. And one day, my grandmother walked downstairs. I'm a good southerner. My Mima walked into the kitchen, and the horse was standing halfway in the kitchen while my grandpa was making a bologna sandwich. And she was like, why is the horse in the house? Like, the dogs sleep outside. Why is the horse here? And he said, the horse is here, or what did he say? He said, the horse is here for a visit. And that's all he said. And he went back to making his bologna sandwich because he was like, whatever, the horse can hang out. This is not a great story.
It was actually anyway. Lucifer. You're actually the artist, and
formerly known as Lucifer.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wait, I thought the Mustang's name was Lucifer.
The Mustang doesn't have the Lucifer is the name that people in Denver gave it because it's creepy as hell.
I thought that Lucifer only referred to the horse, not the artist.
It does.
Okay.
It does. The artist is not Lucifer. Okay. The artist is dead. That's rude. Don't call him Lucifer.
There was words. I was confused. I was trying to get clarified.
Okay, so that is like the one really large piece of artwork that people see coming into Denver. They're like, there's a giant horse looking at me. But there's a lot of other really weird pieces of art around this airport. One of them are the gargoyle statues.
What?
In baggage, they have yes. In baggage, they have two gargoyles.
My time went out.
And you were making a
trade. No.
Were you gonna win?
Oh, no, I was trading with you too.
I was just trading.
Oh, awkward. So these two gargoyles are coming out of, like, I guess a suitcase or a briefcase, someone says, in baggage claim. And so, in case you didn't know, typically gargoyles, you see them outside of churches and cathedrals, and they're supposed to, like, protect against the evil demons, like, so they don't come into the church. So people are like, why are there gargoyles at the airport? Like, what demons are coming to get us?
To protect the travelers.
Just like Lucifer is there to
protect the world from
travelers.
devastation.
Okay,
two people within one nation. Anyway, we could do a whole episode on Pokemon. That'd be fun. So these gargoyles are, well, before I get there, Denver International Airport has actually started to embrace all of these conspiracy theories. So they actually made a gargoyle statue that talks. And
Stop!
No.
They did what now?
So you can find YouTube videos of people walking past this gargoyle, and it starts to talk, and they, like, shit themselves because they're so scared because a gargoyle is talking to them.
I feel like, to be fair, I would also, like, I get creeped out sometimes in just, like, the wax museums. Like, I couldn't imagine if, like, a statue started talking and I wasn't expecting it.
I feel like my next vacation needs to be to the Denver airport. Like, that's my destination, is to that airport.
I mean,
by the way, I won.
Ben,
congrats, Ben.
Congratulations.
I was gonna win if Maegan had traded with me, but
you lied.
Anyway.
You're
That's
such
awesome.
a liar.
Also, I leveled up, so I am now a counselor in the game.
Oh, you're tied with me. I have to play next time.
Merchant.
Yeah, I'm still a seafarer.
That's okay.
Well, let's pause. I wanted to finish talking about this weird artwork and then wrap up this conspiracy theory, but we should. Do you want to pause real fast and
let's go over the
game
statistics.
because.
Okay. How it goes is Ben won with 13 points. Yay!
Congrats.
Then CJ with 11 points.
Nice.
And then Jasmine with 9.
Yee.
And then me, Maegan, with 5. I don't know why I play anymore.
It's because it's fun and you get to be social with friends.
That is true.
I just had to
make up. And you're recording the video, so
therefore,
I just had to make up for last time when I couldn't play. So.
Right.
Oh,
exactly.
when you got kicked out. Yeah, you didn't get kicked out this time.
Congrats, I know, it's
all
really
right. And last time,
our
your AI person lost tragically, so this is a good tally for you.
Yeah, I did kind of box him in, so he could not win.
Yeah, not this time.
That guy's a jerk.
There was no largest army in this one.
Nope. Although,
but Ben did have longest road.
And I didn't see if anyone else had knights. Never mind.
No, you were the only one with knights. Oh.
No, I had a knight.
Oh, no, I see
Maegan
it. Yeah. I missed you.
But not enough for largest army. So that didn't matter that you had a knight. Your knight did nothing. So it didn't matter.
Yikes.
Ultimately, when it comes down to it.
Right. Well, I was just going to mention how many there were, but I didn't see. Before I logged out, I didn't see who else had them.
So I don't think we mentioned in the rules, and if we did, I'll just cut me saying this, that when you are playing the 4 islands, when you get to a new island, you got additional victory points. Did we say that?
Oh,
I mentioned it briefly at the beginning, but I didn't say how many additional victory points you got.
Okay, well then we're fine. I'm just going to cut the last 10 seconds of this audio.
Mm-hmm. So, good job on the game. Are y'all wanting to start a second one, or do we want to just finish up this conspiracy theory and go into the...
Let's just keep talking about conspiracy theory. Okay, we got to tally one for the cat. Oh. Sydney, you have to stop knocking things off my desk, or else I'm going to lose them. It's bad enough they're already loose on my desk.
She knocked something off. I have it under my foot because I don't know what
it is.
Here,
let me talk to her. Sydney? Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
I have to say, the animals have been very quiet today.
Yeah.
My boys have been parkouring behind me this whole time, but I've just been ignoring them.
Cairo came in here at one time. She was trying to eat the trash because, she's trash, but...
You are what you eat.
Yeah, Orion knocked over my wastebasket where I had an empty Whataburger cup, and he had his whole head inside the Whataburger cup. But you know what? I too want to have my whole head inside a Whataburger cup.
We should get a Whataburger to
in
sponsor
this room.
us.
I want that.
Okay.
Also time for what food for Sydney?
Okay, they ate like 2.5 hours ago.
Okay, but look at that face.
She's looking. You can wait.
I think after this, I'm going to have to go to Whataburger.
Yes.
If we go late enough, I can get breakfast.
Woohoo.
Y'all, have you tried have any of y'all tried the new Pico de Gallo burger?
No, I have not.
No.
Sounds gross.
I don't like onions, so I don't like pico.
It does not sound like something that you would like at all, Maegan.
Yeah.
I want to try it again because I want to give it a better shot because I think it has potential. But the one that I got had so much lime on it that it tasted almost like a margarita burger.
Maybe
I had my roommate Meg took a bite of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Meg took a bite of it and she agreed with me that there was too much lime.
Yikes.
Margarita burger.
Well, I guess you just have to go back for a second and confirm.
I guess. I don't know. I have to because I have to say something nice now about Whataburger.
Yes.
Otherwise, they'll never sponsor us.
Speaking of Whataburger, though, real quick, I literally
it's totally okay.
Whole week have seen articles about people complaining that they're changing the design of the restaurant. It's no longer
away from the A-frames,
and people are outright upset by the design change.
I don't know. I kind of like them. Of course, it's not the iconic A-frame, but it's the remix.
Yeah.
You know,
you're Whataburger, not Arby's. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel y'all.
Anyway.
So
okay,
back
to Lucifer.
We were talking about the Gargoyle Statue. We were talking about the Gargoyle Statue that talks to passengers, and you can, if you look up YouTube videos, you can find YouTube videos of them getting freaked out. It's pretty funny. But currently, in case you're I'm going to go to the Denver airport and figure this out, they have currently taken down the gargoyle statues because they're renovating. So we'll get to renovations in just a second. That's a whole nother thing. Oh. There's so much that goes into this airport. I need 2 episodes. I'll speed it up. So there's another...
I don't know. If you really have more, we could just cut it.
Yeah, we could like pick
another episode of the different airport.
Oh, renovations could be a second episode.
I actually only have like one more big thing to talk about, and then
okay, just kidding. Then go ahead.
Things at the end. So I was just exaggerating. So there are lots of other pieces of art. One that people were like, "Oh, it's the apocalypse. It's gateway to hell," is because at one point there was an Anubis statue. Anubis is the Egyptian god of death, and it was on display for a short amount of...
Shout out to Anubis.
Yeah, maybe Anubis will sponsor us. Yeah. Anyway, so there was this like Anubis statue at one point, and people were like, "Why is there Anubis in the airport?" Supposedly, it was a placeholder for another piece of artwork, and it was just being stored in the airport for later use for an Egyptian exhibit somewhere in Denver, I guess. But they were like, "Let's put Anubis in the airport because why not? It sounds like a great idea." I couldn't really find much else about that. I just thought like, okay, but why? But the two pieces of art that really like have turned some heads, and they are quite creepy. I actually, I believe I sent the pictures to Maegan at one point, or I have them saved somewhere on the Discord or something. I don't know. I have the pictures. I'll have to show them to you, or I guess Ben, you could look them up. There are these two large murals in the airport. The first one is called In Peace and Harmony with Nature, and there's two parts to each mural. So this first one, in the first part, you see like burning trees and fire, and there's animals in glass boxes. There's a dead girl in a coffin, and there's this, I think it's called a quetzal bird. I don't know. It's a bird that's it's no longer it's extinct. And I didn't send the pictures because they're right here in my notes. Yeah, so I'll send them to you. And so this is the first part of the mural. It's like really creepy. But then in the second part of the mural, it shows children and animals like coming together around what looks like some kind of futuristic plant. And so theorists say that this symbolizes some kind of apocalyptic mass extinction that's going to happen, and like how there's only going to be certain survivors, and like the survivors like find this plant and they're like, "Oh, the world can come back now." So people are like, "Well, I think it's important here." Yes.
I think it's important to note that in the first half, where there are the deceased girls in the coffins, there's 3 of them, and from left to right, it is obviously an African, a South American, and a not Norwegian. What's the word I'm looking for?
Anglo?
Nordic, a Nordic country, a Nordic.
Mm-hmm. A Nord.
A white girl.
An Anglo.
There's a white girl from. Anyway, let me say this again. From left to right, there 3 girls are an African, a South American, and a white European. And the children who are freaking out in the mural are of varying ethnicities as well. And they have those different animals in like display cases. It's kind of this weird, I get some like Noah's Ark type vibes.
Right. And like, so in the second one, though, it's supposed to show, I guess, all of the children come together, and like I guess the world is coming back after whatever extinction happened. Like there's this plant. It's like WALL-E. Have y'all seen the movie WALL-E?
Yes.
It's like WALL-E, and like WALL-E finds the plant, and then like Eve comes, and they're like, "Oh, the plant. Let's take it back to," I don't know why. I just thought of WALL-E because there's a plant in the apocalyptic future.
Yeah, and there's more kids in that one that are from various countries. Like you have one that's dressed in traditional Scottish, a traditional Chinese outfit, traditional flamenco outfit, so on and so forth.
So I think it's supposed to be, and this is kind of how the other one is too. It's supposed to be all like from around the world, like peacefully we come together somehow. But people are also like, no, this is a sign of the apocalypse, and the airport is going to be the sanctuary to protect people. So maybe that's why the barbed wire is facing inwards, because this is going to be the sanctuary whenever this mass extinction like comes to get us all. Like if you're lucky enough and you get a flight to Denver, like, you better stay there. I don't know.
Man, we better book now.
I know. Book early. Because I think that this mass extinction is coming now in 2020. I don't think we're going to make it past this year. Ugh. Anyway, that's my
Did you look at the
talk.
other mural?
Yes, we're about to talk about it. So the other one is, I find much creepier. The second one is called, it really is. And there's a lot of things in it that are disturbing. And I'm like, So the second one is called Children of the World, Dream of Peace. And again, there's 2 sections to the mural. There's the first section and the second section. So in the first one, it shows just like mass destruction, I guess you would say. It looks like there's a Nazi soldier. I mean, he looks like a Nazi with his like dress, and he's got a gas mask on, and he's got like a big sword, and he's just like wreaking havoc on these children and these people. And it shows these people, I guess, trying to escape. And there's like dead children. I mean, it's like creepy. Actually, and then in the corner of this first section of the mural, there's actually a letter from a child who is in Auschwitz concentration camp. Yeah, and if it's down in the corner, and so people are like, what? And then in the second part of the mural, it shows that same soldier, supposedly that same soldier is dead. And all of the children from around the world, again, in like different like traditional garb from around the world, are like standing above him. And they're like coming together to celebrate, I guess, the destruction of evil. And this is the part that I was like, So in the middle, there is a, people say it's like a German boy. Are you looking at it, Ben?
I am looking at it.
So over the...
Yeah, he looks like he's wearing lederhosen.
Right. So there's like this little Anglo boy. He straight up looks German, and he has a hammer. And some people are like, he's destroying the sword that the other like Nazi soldier had. But if you look in the background, it looks to some people like other children are like handing their weapons over to this little German boy. Right. It says specifically, if you look, there's one that looks like an American boy, like a Boy Scout, who's like handing over his weapon, like to this German child.
He's holding on to the hilt of that sword. He's in like a blue jersey.
Yeah. And so some people are like, this is a representation of like the world, like giving in basically to like Nazi Germany. And people are like, no, he's destroying the sword. And others are like, no, he's mending the sword and he's going to take it over. And it's like evil dies and then comes back, I guess. But it's really creepy. And I mean, I guess if you just look at it from like left to right, like first to second panel, it shows destruction, and then it shows the world coming together and like everything is okay because we killed the Nazi. But some theorists are like, no, you have to look at it backwards, and it's going to show like what's happening. Like we are giving over our weapons and we are giving into basically like this new regime, like the New World Order, and then they take over and it's supposed to be like our apocalyptic future, ultimately.
I don't know.
Sounds like 2020.
It is.
It looks like the boys forging weapons for all the other countries because along with their traditional garb, they're all holding mass bundles of swords wrapped in different national flags.
Right. So I thought that, I mean, I don't know why you would look at it backwards. I wouldn't look at it backwards, but that's what conspiracy theorists are saying, that it's like going, but when I first looked at it, I didn't take it as like a bad thing. I was like, oh, they're destroying evil and they're all coming together, which is, why it's children of the world, dream of peace. But I mean, I guess I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I guess that's why I didn't see it. But they are really creepy. Like the artwork is really creepy, right?
Yeah, I'm looking up these
creepy.
Pictures of the artwork and the statues and stuff, and
yeah,
I mean, they're
really
very well done.
Yeah, for sure.
The artists.
Yeah, they're also not up right now. They also have been taken down. I'm assuming it's for construction, but I think also there was a lot of backlash over them, and people were like, these don't need to be up because they're really dark for an airport of all places.
Well, it is international.
I mean, but Nazis.
I feel like an airport shouldn't be quite so dark, though.
It is. This airport's a little dark.
No, it shouldn't be.
Yeah. One of the most. Anyway, so that's kind of like the big artwork pieces that like people talk about with. I mean, they have a ton of art in this airport. Like there's a ton of it. But I thought those were kind of like the big ones. One of the most ridiculous conspiracy theories that I found that I just can't wrap my head around is that people say all of those underground bunkers are for the lizard people and that reptilians are living in these underground bunkers and these underground levels. And this is like where they are currently housed and they're going to come out and like take over the world because reptilians, aliens.
So my question is, how many places in America do we have that are basically Area 51? Like, I feel like everybody like says, oh, there's some secret government thing happening there and at this other place.
Well, you wouldn't want to keep...
car horn just honk.
Oh, sorry, that might have been outside of my window.
Okay, we just heard it and we're like, is that from our end or your end?
Yeah, no, apparently nobody at my apartment complex knows how to not make their alarms go off. And so this is a constant thing.
Awesome.
So I had a car.
The artist of the murals, Leo Tanguma, is from Beeville, Texas, and he studied at Texas Southern University.
Yeah, he's a
big Chicano muralist.
Yeah, he's like worked. I think I read that he like worked down in El Paso at one point and stuff. So, he's got a lot of stuff. I mean, he's really famous for his stuff. I just think that his murals in this airport are like a little dark, but
Yeah, no, for
maybe
real.
I don't know anything.
Just a tad bit.
Yeah.
I was going to tangent real quick off of what CJ said of like there's all these different places that are, some government conspiracy thing. And my tidbit to add to that is like you wouldn't keep all of your secrets in the same spot. So I feel like it's...
never mind, I won't say that.
I feel like it's, there would be several Area 51s all over the country, you know what I mean? But that's just me.
I mean, it makes sense for it to be spread out also. I mean, there can't just be one area that it has research in.
Maybe you just hide everything in plain sight.
Like an international airport.
Like,
Ben, are you a reptilian?
Says no.
Is that what it is?
No.
Sydney is walking over some Fritos. She's going to crush all these Fritos.
Grandma's not going to get any
She's not going to get no Fritos because Sydney's going to smush them with her butt. Anyway, I think
everybody
the lizard people one is...
Fritos.
I mean, Grandma won't know unless she listens to this. Sorry. I think the reptilian one is the most ridiculous. Also,
it is ridiculous.
There have been airport employees that have like, they have video footage of it and like pictures where they've like put on like lizard masks or heads and they run around the tunnels underneath the airport and get caught on camera. So people are like, oh, the lizard people. And it's like, nah, I'm just Joe from, the burger bar or whatever.
It makes me wonder what their Halloween is like.
I know. I think like with the underground tunnels though, it is really odd. There's also supposedly a lot of artwork in one of these underground tunnels, like really intricate stuff that people don't see. And so when the airport was first open, something wasn't quite ready yet. And so it was like the first 3 days or something. People had to walk through these underground tunnels to get to wherever they were going to baggage claim. And people made note of all of these really intricate like art pieces and stuff. And they're like, why is this underground? And they don't use it anymore. So it's really odd that there's all this like work that went into these tunnels when they're not using them, supposedly. Yeah. To wrap up, basically this airport, like they've totally embraced all these conspiracy theories. They find it humorous. They but they also at the same time try their best to like hush people from asking too many questions. A lot of times they just kind of like refuse to answer when like reporters are asking them questions or whatever. The airport is currently under construction, so on some of the like the walls, you know, like hiding the construction, they have things like what's behind this wall, ooh, and like try to make it creepy since they're supposedly and just embracing these conspiracy theories. Personally, I feel like most of these can be explained pretty well, but some of them are kind of weird. I mean, it's just kind of a weird place. I don't know.
I definitely agree. It's a bit odd for an airport of all places to basically kind of, it sounds like a dungeon to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird it's weird how it was constructed and what's there, but airports are weird. I mean, and they all have their own theme.
They do. That is very true.
This could just be part of it because, you know, it's Denver.
Their theme is the apocalypse. I mean, you know, like that's fine, right? Their theme is death.
That is one of the best.
Cool.
That is one of the best seasons of American Horror Story.
You're not wrong, but also we skipped some seasons of American Horror Story because I'm a baby.
I skipped all of them.
Oh, well, you missed out. You missed out, CJ. We watched the first one.
I watched through Freak Show, I think, and then I didn't see after that.
Freak Show was straight trash.
Yeah.
I only watched like 3 seasons. Yeah. Because we tried Roanoke and I couldn't sit through it.
Yeah, we didn't make it through. I think I was bored of Roanoke. I don't know. We didn't. We started it and we didn't finish. But we liked the Coven. We liked Coven.
Coven was good.
That was good. And there was another one that we watched towards the end.
Which is just Coven Part
2. Yeah. We watched those 3.
And the original one in this first season.
The house. I've watched the Asylum one, and it was like too much for me. It was far too much. I would not watch it again. But if you like creepy things, you should watch it. I mean, it's done well. Like, the show itself is done well. But I think they should do a show at Denver.
They should.
Like, at the airport. American Horror Story.
International
Airport.
Let him know.
Do it.
Yes. Beep boop bobby. Yes. Hello, Ryan Murphy.
But anyway, so that was the weird airport. I mean, there's like so many more things you can go into, but like we don't have the time. So if you really are interested, you go read. There's a lot of articles. We'll also link all the resources, like the articles and journals and stuff that I read. We'll link it in the show notes or something. And maybe we can get those pictures of the artwork also linked there. But
yeah, I can put them as chapter artwork actually. So if your podcast player supports chapter artwork, I can put it in there. Or if we think that's too much, we can just link it.
Can you imagine like pulling up this episode to listen to this podcast and there's like the Nazi soldier and like the dead children and the sword?
Maybe,
right?
Maybe I don't know about that one.
Like, I just wanted to see some people play Catan't.
Or like we just have like the picture of like Lucifer's face and the eye, like, you know. maybe that shouldn't be the artwork, but you know. I mean, it could pull some people in. We might get a lot of like listeners at that point and be like, ooh, what is this?
Maybe.
But also maybe they'll be like, y'all are weird. We're not listening to you. And that could also be true.
To be fair, we are.
We are weird, but you should listen to us.
we are entertaining. Plus, like, what else do you have to do right now?
Quarantine.
Good point.
Exactly.
And even if we were in normal times, like in your downtime, you can listen to us because we're entertaining.
Well, we think we're entertaining.
Allegedly.
Maybe someone else will think. Allegedly, we are entertaining. Allegedly.
You should also subscribe to our Patreon while you're at it.
Yeah, because I think we're about to head on over there with the after show.
Whoop, whoop.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, man. After show today is going to be full of drama. I'm preparing you now, so you better go subscribe so you can listen to this after show because you're really going to want to hear my opinions. It's really important today.
So then, everyone, thanks for listening. Make sure to like, heart, star, and favorite on your podcast player of choice, and leave us a review and rating on iTunes. You can also subscribe to our YouTube page, Settlers of Catan't Even, and watch the game that we just played there. If you liked what you heard and want more, or just want to support us because you're nice, I don't know, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/CatantPod. And now let's go around the virtual table and find out where we can find you. Katie.
You can find me on Twitter at Katie11318.
And Ben, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at bfelts91. That's BFELTS 91, or on my website at benjaminfelts.com.
Jasmine?
You guys can find me on Twitter at _SnoopJazzyJazz, or on Instagram at PrincessJasmine14.
And CJ, where can we find you?
Right now, you can find me on Instagram at ClevengerCJ, and it will be in the description below.
Awesome. And I can be found on Twitter at Maegan Wilson _. And that's going to definitely be linked because my name is hard to spell. Again, thanks everyone for watching, and we're going to kick off and be back soon with more Catan't and conversation.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.